Case File by Alexandria Mitchell. Introduction. The individual's name is Julian Marks. Presenting concerns for Julian Marks would be unacknowledged emotions at an early age. As an adult, he has trouble elaborating his emotions to others truly, and he sticks to a strictly solitude and isolated lifestyle. Structure of personality theory. When connecting ID to Julian, I believe it correlates to when he was a young child. He was always reminded how to act instead of encouraged when he was doing things he wanted to do. When connecting ego to Julian, I believe the friendship he was in as an adolescent with Ezra was basically what happened. Julian tried to manage his desire with Ezra and it didn't work out, which is why their friendship fell apart. Because Julian couldn't allow himself to be what he wanted, but instead became what his parents wanted. Superego connects to Julian's adulthood because Julian now has completely settled with how he is now, which is his parents' moral standards and ideals. Julian has completely carried himself in only his work and barely socializes with anyone. Anxiety theory. Anxiety is just a bunch of distressing signals that warn somebody that something is wrong. I determined that Julian has moral anxiety. Moral anxiety is when a conflict caused between the ego and superego. For Julian, this would be him trying to do things he wants in a way where his parents' ideals would still accept, but still not being accepted either way and being forced to abandon those wants and be exactly what his parents' ideals want. There are 3 types of anxiety: objective anxiety, neurotic anxiety, and moral anxiety. Structure of personality theory plus anxiety theory. In all types of anxiety, the function ego has is to manage with threats and defend against the dangers they pose in order to reduce anxiety. Defense mechanisms theory. From the slides before, ego was able to reduce anxiety through using defense mechanisms. The different defense mechanisms that can be used are called repression, denial, displacement, rationalization, reaction formation, projection, and sublimation. Since Julian has moral anxiety as an adult, when reading through his case, I noticed that he always, through any experience he encounters, is always doing his job as a sculptor. Julian clearly is using sublimation to manage his anxiety, which makes him very isolated and not social at all. He takes all of his sadness and puts it in his art, which is why he gives great reputations of those kinds of emotions, and that kind of art is basically what he is famous for. Reflection. Overall, this project has helped me understand people through a variety of psychological lenses by letting me choose and pick different theories to correlate with the individual within the case study I was given. I believe using the theories as different lenses, I am able to see what makes a person how they are and actually see and can be able to understand all the factors that come together that makes the specific result of an individual.